1, 2, 3, 4. You're kidding. uh, then you heard me counting how many knobs there are on this tripod. And that's why the up and the down and around and around. I mean, boo, I can't, it's hard. Okay, now, I forget exactly what I was going to make a video on this morning, but this is what I've come up with now. It is, oh my word, y'all. Oh my word. What is it that stops? Oh, that right there. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, it is Tuesday. I don't know exactly what the day is, but it's 1:30 in the afternoon. I have a hair in my eye. 1:30 in the afternoon. I've gotten up. I've taken my medicine. I had apple pie and ice cream for breakfast. I took a shower. I know my memory's lasting a long time. I needed to clean my kitchen and my living room. It's not so much that they're filthy, dirty. They are just cluttered. Oh, check out. Is that a big enough jug of Metamucil, y'all? I'm going to tell you right now. Don't take that if you plan on going out in public and walking around anywhere, because you'll get a surprise. And so will the people around you. Not pleasant. Just put your head up, keep walking. Okay. So anyway, I went outside. I can't remember what for, but I had a bunch of pots, flower pots, sitting outside, all helter-skelter out there. So I lined them all up so they would look better. Oh, I'm going to there. There's that's Christmas stuff I have not put away. Lily's watching the birdies. Hi, Lily. Okay. Anyway, I still have those 4 right out there that I didn't line up. Maybe there was a reason for that. Anyway, I've tried to line stuff up so it looks neater. And y'all, I'm going to show you this mess in this chair, but I have a good reason for that. But you tell me, do you think that I went a little crazy on my succulents? You think? I mean, y'all, I think what I might need to do, look out, Lil, I can't carry this. They're looking at cobwebs, probably. Anyway, I cannot, I think, see, I can't walk and talk at the same time. So, what I was meaning to say, I think I'm going to have a plant sale. You know, take like maybe half of them. And I hate to say this, but the half I take will be the ones that I like the least. The only problem is we can't have a sale here in the park. Now, I don't want to advertise outside the park and have people coming in here, because there's no place for them to, there's no place for anybody to park. So I don't know what to do, but the other day Jerry found a bunch of nice, I mean, nice terracotta and, of course, some plastic pots free a few blocks over. And he sent me the ad on Craigslist. He does that all the time, and I've told him, you have got to quit doing that. But anyway, I'm trying to be strong. But here's one thing I have not mastered yet. I'm doing better, but last night, yeah, I started digging through my rocks. I can't remember exactly. I start out looking for one kind, like the glassy, kind of glassy looking kind. I start out looking for itty bitty ones. Those are very hard to find. Or pink ones. I've been looking for, let me see if I have a sample here. Well, I know I should have. Oh, here we go. No, that's not pink. They're wet. That's the problem. Kind of like that. They've got pink in them. They're not exactly pink rocks. But anyway, I know this is fascinating to y'all, but you know what? I just happen to think for somebody maybe who does not have a yard or, a balcony big enough to have a lot of plants or whatever. Now, I've told y'all I have been fascinated by rocks as long as I can remember. And Aaron was too, my oldest one. I told y'all when he started walking and we would go out on the carport at my parents' house, he would walk around the driveway, which was all rock and it was long, and he would put a rock in his mouth and then he'd spit it out. And he'd put another rock in his mouth and he'd spit it out until he found the rock he wanted. I'm not kidding. Yes, I tried to stop him, but finally I just gave up. I mean, I know, I actually, maybe, I don't know if I kept him from choking to death or not, but I was at a baby shower and a baby got a hold of something, got it caught in his throat, and I hung him upside down and I was whacking him on the back and he spit it out. You know what was amazing to me? We're all sitting there in a circle and the little toddler baby ones are crawling and walking around, and I forget who we were having the shower for, but when that baby started choking, nobody knew what to do. Freaked me out. But anyway, I did know what to do. But I probably saw it on, 911 or some show I watched on TV. But anyway, dang. Ooh, who is that? I love living in this cul-de-sac. Anyway, and who is that? Ooh, AT&T. Oh, I bet my new neighbors are having some line work done. And I haven't told y'all about them yet, but I was going to wait until I met her and the babies. Anyway, how long? 8 minutes already. I've got a hair that I need to find it and yank it out. Oh, y'all look. I have face on. I know I'm looking over here. I'm supposed to be looking over there somewhere, but I have never been able to get used to that. Anyway, it's not a special day or anything. I'll have another video I need to make this morning. See, I'm telling you. Ugh. Anyway, I'm just like a Mount Vesuvius or whatever that is. Or Niagara Falls. When you start going, you just are going. But anyway, I thought that it's kind of, now, if anybody likes rocks, I know one of y'all did because I remember reading in the comments, or an email one of y'all sent me. Anyway, it's kind of, I mean, it's a cool little hobby. My ex-husband, number 6, when we would go for a walk, right, we lived up in this little community, and it was built on a hill, and that's where we had our 2-story house, which was a wonderful home, and it was big and all that. My favorite part was the big front porch. Big front porch. Anyway, oh, and it was really light yellow. But down at the bottom, we lived like this, and there were little cul-de-sacs, and all that stuff up and down the main street. And then there was a big cul-de-sac at the end of the street. So Chris and I would go for a walk frequently, and that's when I had Diesel, my standard poodle. I still miss that baby. Anyway, at the bottom of the hill was a Starbucks. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, oh, Lily's after a bug. Get it, baby. She is just the best thing. Sometimes she will just flat out knock anything down trying to get to a bug. Oh, she's batting it like she's got tennis racket. Anyway, y'all. But when I stopped, every time I left the community to go down to the grocery store, the commissary, a doctor's appointment, Lowe's, which was less than 2 miles down the street. They knew me by name. But anyway, oh my God. So when we would go for a walk, there was at the bottom of the hill where our community was, before you got to the Starbucks, there was a bunch of empty land down there, like a big gully. They had the best rocks. And Chris hated it because I'd say, oh, that is so pretty. Look how round it is. Look how shiny it is. Oh, look what an odd shape that is. And I would hand them to him, and he would have to put them in his pockets. And then my pockets would get full. And if I got any that were, too big, I would put them in a certain spot so that on the way back home I could get them and I could tuck them in my shirt. So anyway, y'all, it was, I don't know who owned the land, probably the city. Did I think I was stealing? No, I did not. The only people down there that used it were those of us that had dogs, so we could use our chucket so they could kind of run around and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, okay, this is almost over. I know it's painful, but I just thought I'm just going to show y'all, well, besides digging in all the places that have rocks, I'm going to show y'all what I do. Okay, let me see. First of all, I use any and all containers. Yep, ice cream cups, more rocks, empty containers. Well, you get the idea, y'all. So now what I do is, it just depends on what size rocks I'm using, or that I've picked up. So I either use a strainer that's got very fine holes in it, or I use a little bit bigger one, and I have one even bigger than that. So it just depends. Now this morning I got some little, I don't know if y'all can see those. They're little. I love these itty bitty ones. But y'all, they are a pain. And then, of course, I got some that were a little bit bigger. And then I have a mishmash right here. So what I do is, depending on the size of the rock, I pick the strainer I need. And first, this morning, yeah, I got distracted by the rocks again. Wonder if you could sell rocks. Maybe I could make my own dressing to sell. Wow. That would fit in really well with this little obsession. So anyway, first of all, I had itty bitty ones. And then I had these big ones. So, and let me tell you something. You know, you always figure out the best way to do something when you've been doing it forever and ever. Well, that happened to me last night. I think I thought about this, or night before, whenever. I thought, now, I would take one container and I would start out looking for big rocks in the same color. Then I would end up picking up these rocks. And then the next thing you know, I'd have some of these. And I would have them all in a container like this, or even a bigger one. I finally figured out what would have made this obsession better is if I had a bunch, like at least 4 bigger containers than this, but 4 different containers. And then I could keep my stuff separated. Isn't that a good idea? Anyway, I have some, now, y'all, that looks like peach, but it is not, because I'm not a peach person. And I know I used to say, oh, I am not a red person. Yeah, well, look what happened. But I'm pretty sure peach is not going to take over. My curtains will prevent that. But anyway, so that's what I do. And then, depending on the strainer, I put the proper size rocks. Well, if you mix them all up when you're gathering them, you have to separate them before you can actually wash and strain them. And the reason is, little ones will go through this strainer if you're not careful. Now, I do keep my dish pan in here, and I work over that. So if I drop any or any go through, then I can pick them up and they're not going down my drain. So then I bring them in and I throw them in here like this. I put them over my dish pan. I get them all wet. Then I get a little bit of Dawn in my hand. And, well, I put them back in after I strain them, I put them in here, get a little bit of Dawn on my hand. By then, I'm running hot water, and so I'm washing them, and I'm washing them, and I'm doing like this, and I'm doing like this, and I'm doing like this, and I shake them some more, and then I rinse them. And you can rinse them in this without having everything go down the drain if you're careful. But like I said, I have that. Then I pour them back in the strainer, because in the beginning I wanted to get most of the dirt off. Then I used the soap. And so now I'm rinsing and rinsing and rinsing and rinsing. Boom. Then they go down on a rag. And usually I'll put them like in a row like that. I'll just pour them out down the rag. And then, oh yeah, they always do that. I've got more rocks down between my stove and countertop. I have to have Jerry move my stove. But anyway, so I give them a good rubbing to get, the bulk of the water off of them. Now, if it is nice and warm and sunny, I lay a bigger rag out on top of my ground cover, and I take the rocks that are almost dry and I spread them out there in the sunshine. That's how I dry dirt too. I know you're wondering, why in the heck does she dry dirt? But that's another video. This one's getting really long. Look, 20 minutes. It's really nicer that they have the time at the top and it's in red at the bottom. I could never see without giving y'all a nostril shot. But that's what I do, y'all. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to walk in here, clump around. I thought putting my white shoes on with my polka dot pajamas that are fairly new, because I never wear them hardly. I don't go anywhere. But I thought that might, I wouldn't get out and get in the middle. I'm not adjusting this tripod, y'all, because it could fall apart. But if you think about it this way, and I talked to a really good friend of mine about it because I was so concerned about all this rock obsession. And she's probably the smartest, smarter than Jerry, most level-headed, calm, reasonable, professional people that I have ever known. And I am so lucky to have her in my life. So if I've got a big problem I'm wrestling with, she's the one I call. But anyway, this is what she said. She said, well, it sounds like that you're using that to soothe yourself. No, she's not a professional psychiatrist. But when I thought about it, I thought, that makes a lot of sense. And it's much better than sucking your thumb, especially when you're 67. Can you just see the guys coming out to put my groceries in my van at Walmart, me sitting there in the front seat just sucking on my thumb? Oh, Lord. You know what? That would be kind of fun to do. Maybe I'll do that and see what kind of reaction I get. But anyway, y'all, it's kind of a neat little hobby because I'm putting some special rocks aside, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. There are rocks that are just their formation, their colors. Hey, Lily Billy. She just wanders in and out, in and out. She'll stay outside if I'm out there. Or if she comes inside, I've got her carrier right down there, and she'll sleep in that. She gets in there and takes a siesta. So she's getting really used to that. That's part of getting her used to being in the van. But it's fun, y'all. I mean, this is coming from kind of a weird person. I get that. But if you just pick them up and you start looking at them, there are no two rocks the same. I challenge you. No, because that means I'd be out there looking. But see if you can't. I mean, you can't find two rocks exactly the same. I'm sorry. Not unless sometimes those river rocks that I like so much, um, you can find some that are pretty close because they're tumbled, I think, to get the smoothness. I love how they feel smooth. Anyway, as soon as I shut this off, I'm going to bed and suck my thumb. Um, just, I mean, see, when you're out for a walk or whatever, just, pick up a few little rocks and look at them in your hand. Another, another amazing creation. Totally amazing. But y'all, I love you. I'm going to throw in right here really quick. Uh, a lot of YouTubers will make one video a week, and I'm going to see if I can do that so I can have better control. It's hard. I've made, is this the first one? This is the first one today. Um, Two things get me going. One, if I have some face on, I feel better. And the other thing is, if I'm driving, I love to make on the road videos. Anyway, love y'all. Do something fun and make yourself happy. I'm almost done with that batch of rocks, and that's it, because I'll put them in a container right by the front door. I won't go outside. And then I'm going to clean my kitchen real good, and I'm going to dust my cornices, and I have a little box of my pretty stuff that I'm going to put up on some shelves. But, oh, and I need to mop and vacuum. Not usually in that order. Bye, y'all.